GTA is one of those franchises where every game's packed with revenge, hatred, and straight up annoying characters. These are the ones who either betray us, mess with us, or just have zero respect for us, no matter how much we help them out. And that's exactly why the GTA community can't stand them. Once GTA 6 drops, we're probably gonna meet even more of these types. But till then, let's check out the top 20 most hated characters across the entire GTA series. Michael literally did everything for his family. Faked his own death, cut off his best friends for years, and even left a whole life of crime behind. But his family, easily some of the most annoying characters in the entire GTA series. His wife, Amanda DeSanta, is out here hooking up with every guy. His daughter, Tracy, hangs out with shady porn industry creeps and wants to make a career out of it. And his son, Jimmy, lazy as hell and doesn't appreciate his dad at all. They never let Michael live in peace. Even in the middle of the story, they straight up leave him. And when they ran out of money, came crawling right back. That's exactly why people absolutely hate Michael's family. GTA 5 is straight up packed with annoying characters. Almost everyone's selfish or a backstabber. Maybe the only real one in the game is Franklin, who's always been loyal and actually helps his friends out. But then there's his buddy Lamar, who's just straight up annoying. He's constantly getting himself into dumb situations and then drags Franklin in to bail him out. If there was a competition for being dumb, Lamar would win it without even trying. Now, I'm not saying he's the most hated character or anything, but yeah, Lamar is definitely one of the most annoying ones out there. If there's one character in the entire GTA series that had me annoyed from the very first mission, it's gotta be Steve Haynes. This dude's a corrupt FIB agent who's just full of himself. Arrogant, narcissistic, short-tempered, and zero chill. Anytime there was a heist or someone needed to be taken out, he'd just blackmail and gaslight Michael, Trevor, and Franklin into doing it for him. And mercy? Yeah, that word doesn't exist in his dictionary. He treats people like absolute trash. Remember that torture mission? Exactly. That's also why he ended up being one of the main villains in GTA 5, and why the community absolutely hates him. Who's gonna like a character that straight up betrays his own friend? Dmitry Raskolov is the main antagonist in GTA 4, and this guy is constantly playing the victim card. He acts all weak and vulnerable in front of you, but behind your back, he's the biggest snake ever. He had his old friend Mikhail Faustin killed by Nico, and then later tried to get Nico killed too. Oh, and let's not forget, he even burned down Nico's apartment. As if that wasn't enough, he kidnapped Nico's cousin Roman and tried to have Nico taken out again. Honestly, you'd probably agree that no other character brings out that same level of disgust. That's exactly why he's one of the most hated. Catalina shows up in both GTA San Andreas and GTA 3, and in both games, she's just straight up wild. In San Andreas, she forces CJ doing heists on small local shops, always screaming, always angry, and totally controlling the whole situation. She's super short-tempered and constantly dominates CJ, which makes CJ look weak. And let's be real, no GTA fan liked seeing that. After they split, she ends up with Claude, who's the main character in GTA 3. And then boom, right at the start of GTA 3, she betrays him too. That's when she turns into the main villain of the game. Catalina is a complete psycho who will literally do anything to get what she wants, no matter how far she has to go. Every time Michael visited his therapist, we got a deeper look into all the messed up stuff going on in his head and the problems he was dealing with. But that therapist? Dude was straight up greedy, never had any real advice to give. And just when Michael started opening up, he'd cut him off with a "time's up" and kick him out. Even during a family session, the guy jacked up his price. And in the end, he straight up sold Michael's private therapy sessions to a TV show. That's when the game gives you the choice to either kill him or let him go. And let's be honest, almost everyone chose to take him out. Players couldn't stand that guy. Officer Tenpenny is easily one of the most hated characters right from the start of the game. The moment CJ lands in San Andreas, this guy grabs him by the neck, robs him on the street, and sets the tone for how dirty he really is. Then he starts turning CJ's old friends against him, making them betray CJ one by one. On top of that, he blackmails CJ into taking out gang members and starts full-on wars between different gangs in the city. Even though Tenpenny wasn't doing all this for money or power, his actions just kept making things worse for everyone in the city. In the GTA 5 story, Lester is actually one of the best characters. He's always got your back, he plans pretty much every major heist, and he even hooks Franklin up with a luxury apartment in Vinewood Hills. But in GTA Online, yeah, that's where he gets super annoying. He starts spam calling you every 2 minutes, constantly asking you to take someone out or run some shady job. And once Pavel showed up in the Cayo Perico heist, people finally realized what a good heist giver actually looks like. Plus, Lester always took a pretty big cut for himself too. That's why a lot of GTA Online players started to get kind of sick of him. Billy Gray was part of GTA 4's DLC The Lost and Damned, and he was the leader of the gang just recently out of prison. But this dude never showed an ounce of respect for Johnny, who's actually the protagonist of the game. No matter how right Johnny was, Billy would constantly ignore his opinions and shut him down. He was racist, had a crazy short fuse, and just loved picking fights for no reason. While Johnny tried to keep things low-key and handle business smartly, Billy would drag the gang into pointless beefs with other crews, and we were the ones who had to deal with the mess. That's exactly why so many players couldn't stand him. Manuel shows up right after Dimitri burns down Nico's apartment and we move to a new city. And honestly, if he doesn't remind you of some shady corrupt politician, then I don't know who would. This guy hires killers to take out drug dealers and then turns around, shoots them himself, and takes all the credit like he did something heroic. Even the other characters in GTA 4 can't stand him. Jeffrey, aka OG Loke, was easily one of the most annoying characters in San Andreas. The guy couldn't rap to save his life, but still wanted to be a rapper so bad that he made CJ steal Mad Dog's music discs, who, by the way, was actually a legit rapper in the game. OG Loke was a total crybaby, always whining about something or the other. He couldn't do a single thing on his own and constantly made CJ do all the dirty work for him. I remember doing his missions, and every time you'd meet him at some random restaurant, he'd already be complaining about something. Just non-stop drama with that guy. Ryder shows up right at the start of San Andreas, and we actually do a bunch of early missions with him. But when he ends up betraying CJ, it kind of feels random at first. Like it doesn't totally make sense from a story point of view. But some players went back and paid close attention to his actions in earlier cutscenes, and that's when it clicked. Dude had been shady from the beginning. Like in the home invasion mission, when things go south, he bails himself out and leaves everyone else hanging. And in the house party mission, he straight up lies and dips out. So yeah, looking back, the signs were always there. Playboy X was basically the complete opposite of Franklin from GTA 5, where Franklin saw Michael as a mentor and father figure. Playboy X tried to have Dwayne, his own mentor, killed by hiring Nico to do it. After Dwayne gets out of prison, he wants to rebuild his life with Playboy, but Playboy just wants nothing to do with it. And this is the same Dwayne who helped him big time before going to jail. If you follow Playboy's orders and kill Dwayne, all he gives you is some cash, and then he completely cuts ties with you. But if you side with Dwayne and take out Playboy instead, not only is Dwayne genuinely thankful, but you also get Playboy's fancy penthouse. So yeah, there are plenty of reasons why people can't stand Playboy X. Bro, this chick's missions were so boring. I don't even know where to start. Like, if someone asks you for help, you'd at least think, alright, maybe I'll do them a favor. But nah, she straight up disrespects you while making you do the most trash missions, like towing parked cars with a tow truck. That's it, no action, no thrill, just boring grind work. And honestly, her whole vibe, behavior, voice, attitude was just straight up cringy and annoying. Total buzzkill every time she showed up. Lance Vance shows up in both GTA Vice City and Vice City Stories, and in both games he plays a pretty major role. In Vice City he teams up with Tommy, the main character, and helps out at a bunch of missions. But deep down, Lance was all about the money. He was super greedy, would do anything for a quick buck, and never really thought about the consequences. On top of that, he constantly wanted respect from everyone, even when he didn't deserve it. Later in the game, he ends up betraying Tommy, and Tommy ends up killing him for it. And in Vice City Stories, he was a headache for his own brother, Victor Vance, always causing problems and making things harder. Vincenzo Cieli is one of the characters from GTA Liberty City Stories, and right from the start, he and the protagonist Tony never got along. Vincenzo tried multiple times to have Tony killed and had zero respect for him, or even his mother, which made things worse. There were even rumors in the game that he was secretly working with the cops. At one point, he tricks Tony into coming to him, only to set him up and try to use him on the way there. But in the end, Tony gets the last word and takes him out himself. Roman might seem like an innocent and kinda dumb character, but let's be real, he straight up lies to Nico and drags him to Liberty City, only to dump a ton of problems on him. Roman's a total coward, super dumb, and somehow always ends up in trouble he can't handle. And if that wasn't enough, he keeps bugging you with the most annoying calls during missions. Like, bro, no, I don't want to play darts, and I definitely don't want to go bowling. Stop asking. On top of that, he's the one who introduces us to Brucey, who's basically the walking definition of annoying. So yeah, Roman's got a long list of reasons why people find him frustrating. Bro, the moment I learned even a little about this guy, I was straight up shocked. If you think Trevor is evil, then next to Marty J. Williams, Trevor's basically a saint. Marty's the antagonist in GTA Vice City stories, and man, the kind of stuff this guy does is so messed up I can't even say half of it out loud. YouTube would probably take the whole video down. From harassing his own wife and daughter to stuff involving minors. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. Just know, this dude is seriously one of the most twisted and evil characters in the entire GTA franchise. If Tenpenny is the shady, corrupt cop in GTA San Andreas, then in GTA 4, it's Francis. His whole vibe and ideas are pretty similar to Tenpenny's, like hiring killers to wipe out criminals and drug dealers across the city. Francis is the brother of Packy, Derek, and Kate. But later in the story, he actually tries to get Nico to kill his own brother, Derek, just because Derek's planning to expose him. You even get the choice to kill either Derek or Francis. And let's be real, most players probably chose to take Francis out right then and there, because he's the most ungrateful and disrespectful SOB. Some characters are annoying because of how they act, but others, it's their missions that make you lose your mind. Zero definitely falls into that second category. His missions were seriously tough, especially the ones where you had to control those tiny RC planes. Honestly, at first, they felt kind of fresh and fun, but give it 5 minutes and once you fail the same mission like 10 times in a row, it starts getting on your nerves, and then you realize you've got to do a bunch more just like it? Yeah, no thanks. Personally, I wouldn't say I hate him, but he's definitely one of the most annoying characters just because of those missions. So those were some of the most hated and annoying characters in GTA. Let me know in the comments, do you agree with this list or not? If you want to check out some useless facts about GTA 5, click the video on the left. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to GTA Gossip, and I'll catch you next time. Till then, adios.